Oh, hey Josh.
Hey.
Hey guys, I'm starving. Do you guys want to go get something to eat?
We really have to work on our project.
Yeah, it's gonna take all night.
Come on, guys, I'm starving.
Alright, fine, but like, what are you in the mood for?
I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. We could go to Sushi Maso or BJ's.
You go to Kind or Dio's.
Fine, I guess we could just decide now.
Hey Ego, how are you today?
I'm alright, Super Ego, but here we go again. Another decision we have to make today.
Oh, stop it. We can get this done in no time.
Well, yeah, sure. Let's hear it.
There are models of decision making that we can follow to get this done. This way we don't have to argue over every little thing.
Awesome.
Wait, I have a great idea.
What's that?
Let's use our decision-making models that we learned in our consumer behavior class to help us decide.
Sounds like a plan. I would do anything to make this go more fast and efficiently.
Alright, so let's narrow down the restaurants we are considering. There's BJ's, Sushi Masa, Kind Cafe, and Dio's Kitchen.
Yeah, and let's also choose some attributes that we want to score the restaurants on.
Definitely price and menu variety.
Yeah, and I guess we can also consider the distance from campus and customer service.
Yeah. And what level of importance would you guys rank these attributes? I think the menu variety is most important, followed by price.
Yeah, and after that, I would say customer service and then distance from campus.
Great. Now where do we go from here?
Now what do? We hit a roadblock. We are starting to get hungry.
Calm down, calm down. There is a way to help them by remembering a matrix format to assist in making a decision.
Okay, so I remember something from class. Let's use a matrix format to set this up.
Alright, so if we're doing that, then we have to go through the initial scoring, right?
Right.
Alright. Okay, so we're doing BJ's, Kind Cafe, Dio's, and Sushi Masa. Alright. Alright, so I have all of our attributes and our importance of our attributes in here. So let's decide which we want to give each one.
I think for BJ's for menu, I would give that an 8.
I would agree with that. Alright, what about Kind Cafe?
I'd probably give them a 4, just because they don't have a lot of variety.
Alright, 4 it is.
For Dio's Kitchen,
I'd probably say 6. They definitely have more than Kind Cafe, but not as much as BJ's. Alright, and Sushi Masa?
I feel like I'd give it a 10. I feel like they have a lot of different options.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, and then price.
I think
BJ's?
I would give them an 8.
Okay.
Like,
For Kind Cafe, I think I'd probably give them a 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
Alright. Dio's an 8?
Yeah, that works.
and then I give Sushi Masa a 10.
Oh yeah, especially if they're all you can eat sushi. Alright, and then service. BJ's?
I guess we could give them an 8, right?
Yeah.
Kind Cafe, I would say an 8 too.
Dio's I'd probably say a 10. I went there once and the customer service was really good.
And what about Sushi Masa?
I'd probably give them a 4.
Can't say I've ever eaten in there, but I've heard it's not the best.
And then what do you guys want to do for distance?
Well, I mean, BJ's, Kind Cafe, and Dio's are all kind of like right there, so I think like all of them could be a 10, just because they're super close to campus. And then Sushi Masa's a little bit further, so maybe like a 6, because it's not as far as the Strip.
Yeah, I agree.
The matrix format is you have the attributes on the left side and you have the things you're making a decision on the top. So we're making a decision on which of the 4 restaurants we're going to, and we're doing it based off of the attributes menu, service, price, and distance. Next, we need to place a value of how important each attribute is, with 4 being the most important and 1 being the least important. So from the matrix, we can see menu is the most important, followed by price, then service, then distance. Then each of us have to get together and try to figure out what score to give each restaurant based off of each attribute. 10 would be excellent, 8 very good, 6 good, 4 fair, and 2 poor. And after we all put our heads together, this is the result of the matrix we get to further do our decision-making analysis.
Awesome. It's all starting to make a bit more sense. So let's actually start making some decisions here. So the first type of decision model that we can use is called the multi-attribute expectancy model. As the superego explained, we're just taking the initial scoring and just calculating it a certain way. So for this one, you're going to take the importance of the attribute and multiply it by the score you gave it for that attribute. So in the instance of BJ's, the way that we calculated this final score of 69, we did 8 times 4 plus 2 times 8 plus 3 times 8 plus 1 times 10. And the summation of all of these values gives the end result. So as you can see here, according to all of our total results, in this instance for this model, we're going to be choosing to go to BJ's.
Great job. So next up is the additive difference model. Here, we look at each restaurant and we summate how many times they have favorable scores. For example, we first look and see which restaurant has the most number of 10s, or excellence. As we can see, both Sushi Masa and Dio's Kitchen have a tie for the most amount of 10s at 2. So then we look at the next best score a attribute can get, which is an 8, or very good. As Dio's Kitchen has an 8 and Sushi Masa does not, we come to the conclusion that based off of this model, Dio's Kitchen is the correct choice. Fantastic. Next, we'll look at the disjunctive model. This one, we will calculate the importance weighted if a restaurant scores excellent in either menu or price. If a restaurant is able to do so, that will be the chosen restaurant. As we can see, Sushi Masa is the only restaurant that did score both 10s in menu and price. Therefore, it is the restaurant we will choose.
All right, moving on, we have the lexicographic model. When you're using the lexicographic model, we start with the most important attribute. If a winner is found, then we stop. Otherwise, we move on. So as we can see here, our most important attribute here is menu. So I noticed right off the bat that Sushi Masa is the only one that has a 10 on our most important attribute of menu. So there's no tie to be broken. Therefore, I can just make the conclusion that we'll go to Sushi Masa when using this model.
And finally, the last model is elimination by aspects. This model has set cutoffs for each restaurant to manage a certain score in an attribute. For our analysis, a restaurant must have a menu of excellent or better, a price of good or better, and a service of very good or better to be considered to go to eat at. As the first cutoff is menu to be at least excellent, and only Sushi Masa has an excellent menu, this by default makes Sushi Masa the choice for this model.
So looking at our model summary, it seems like we have the most scores for Sushi Masa, then BJ's, then Dio's.
Yeah, since Kind Cafe has none, I guess we could just scratch them off the list right now. But since Sushi Masa has the most, I guess that's where we're gonna go.
Sounds good to me.
All right,
All
let's
right,
do it.
let's go.
We finally made a decision. What would they do without some guidance from their inner conscious, right?
You got that right. Without these models, the friends would have probably bickered for a long time and gotten nowhere in terms of getting an actual conclusionary decision on what restaurant is best to choose. So with the models, they were able to actually come up with a scoring system that made sure they picked the right one.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And even when we look at this from a marketing standpoint, knowing how consumers are able to make their decisions makes it way easier for us to be able to market our products in a way that they'll always be included during the decision-making process. We'll catch you next time. I'm Ego.
And I'm Super Ego. Thank you very much.